today I was finally able to try out the new season. I want to give a shout out to Embark for giving me the opportunity to be a part of the early access. Now I do have some bad news for you guys. I was planning on staying in the lobby after the closed beta because they said I could stay on and check out the battle pass and use the practice range to test out weapons. After the 2-hour session was over though, unfortunately that was not the case and I was insta-kicked right when the timer was up. Anyhow, I'm going to keep this short and simple and give you guys my thoughts on the new tournament and terminal attack mode as well as the 2 out of the 3 new weapons that have been released. Yeah, 2 hours may seem like a lot of time, but it really isn't, especially when you're in a tournament. So the first thing I want to cover is how beautiful this map is. They went above and beyond with this one, from the architecture to the variety of gameplay styles that could be utilized in it. The only thing that I have an issue with, and it might be my computer or hell, just a skill issue, is when a light goes invis and goes into the bushes and trees, they are damn near impossible to see. But on the flip side, if you main invisibility on light, this map is pretty much a dream come true. You are quite literally gone when you activate invis and go into the bushes. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you see a lot of people running it, even in its nerfed state. Overall though, again, I think they really outdid themselves with this map. It looks great and it plays very fluid as well. I'm very excited to see what the community comes up with in terms of offensive and defensive tactics. Also, power shift would slap here, just saying. So, onto the 2 weapons that I had a chance to use. The first is the greatly anticipated dual swords for medium. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't like to review a weapon until I've had at least a solid 50 hours on it. But as for my first impression, I got shat on by almost every ranged weapon. However, that is not the weapon's fault. It is only mine. I think on a familiar map, I could definitely do really well with the swords. But unfortunately, I'm not familiar with the Kyoto map and couldn't really find the right routes to get out of the open and close the gap. So all in all, I think it's pretty good. And in the near future, you're going to see quite a few great players make some crazy plays while looking cool as hell. However though, there is going to be a learning curve, which also happens to be the case with the bow. Now if you're a Hanzo man, you have nothing to worry about, I promise you. One of the guys I played with definitely is, and he was absolutely demolishing entire teams, like he was Green Arrow or something. As for my own early impressions, it was quite rough for me to get used to, being that most of the weapons that I utilize are hit scan, and having to lead my shots drastically took me a little bit to get used to. But when I started landing shots back to back, man, this bow felt good and it slapped hard. So when I'm finally able to put some hours into this weapon when the season starts, it'll probably end up being one of my favorites. Along with the throwing knives, which by the way is low-key fucking nasty. So let's move on to the World Tour now. It's the same tournament style cash out mode that we all know and love. I had a blast here and I'm going to say it right now, after grabbing the ranked skin for Diamond and depending on my work schedule, maybe even Ruby, you're going to see me in this mode for the majority of the time. Because at the end of the day, cash out is why I fell in love with this game. Now, onto Terminal Attack, the game mode that started the divide. So I didn't comment on this before because I don't like coming to a conclusion without giving it a fair shot, and I won't be able to honestly do that until the next season starts. Maybe after a solid 2 weeks of playing ranked, I'll start to gather some thoughts. However, my first impression of this mode is that it is fun for what it is, a pseudo team deathmatch. Now if you come from just about any FPS game, this will seem somewhat familiar to you. If you're winning, you're having a blast, completely wiping out teams, hunting down each teammate one by one. However, if you're losing, or if you're a light and end up just happening to be adjacent to an RPG explosion, the round can pretty quickly end for you. And here's the gripe that I have, which is how long the downtime is. If you die first or second, or your teammate is somewhere camping around the map because he doesn't want to ruin his KD, you're going to be sitting there, kind of bored, waiting for the next round to start. So yeah, I'm kind of indifferent towards this mode, but again, I'm going to wait and see how the devs plan on adjusting it, so that it could reach its best potential. At the moment though, it's not for me. However, what is fun to play is not necessarily fun to watch. And on the flip side, what's boring to play is fun to watch. That's about all I have to say on the matter. Please guys, do me a favor and just don't take my opinion to heart. Go give both game modes a solid chance and come to your own conclusion. Hell, you might even think I'm fucking crazy and Terminal Attack's the best ranked you've ever played. But you'll never know if you don't give it a solid try. And I will do the same. Overall, I wish I could have tested out some damage numbers and ran through the battle pass with you guys, because I'm going to tell you right now is the best fucking skins I've ever seen in any game. These skins and animations have absolutely no right being as cool as they are. If it was any other studio, you'd be charged an arm and a leg for this amount of quality, I promise you. The skins and everything in this battle pass, I highly recommend in every way, shape, and form. And from what I've seen and gathered on the career circuit, those skins look really good as well. For those of you wondering what the new Diamond skin is, it is for the Lewis gun, and the Ruby skin is for the AKM. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of beautiful. I'm talking about the AKM, of course. If you guys want a sneak peek, I'm pretty sure some YouTube channels captured it before they got logged off. So please go out and like and subscribe to all these other content creators that made the finals and support them as well. Not just the big ones that hit it and quit it for views. Please let me know your thoughts on the season preview so far, and if you could also like this video if you found it somewhat informative. Also, subscribe for all things finals. Peace and love, Wake up, Samurai. I'll see you next season.